18th of September 2018. Welcome to New Vision TV News around Uganda, where we look at stories making headlines across the country. I am your host, Ruthina Seje. Let us start the bulletin from Karamoja region. Now, an unspecified number of G and Dodorth herdsmen have been displaced by stray elephants in Kotido and Kabong districts. Information available indicates that the roaming elephants have forced the G pastoralists migrating to Loyoro grazing areas to halt their movements and return to the North Tora Hills and Kalisariki grazing areas in Kotido district. On the other hand, the Dodorth are crossing the wildlife migratory corridor towards the Kenya border inside Kabong. Loputh, a herdsman from Loyoro, said the elephants from Kidepo National Park are trailed by flies that have now infected most of the grazing areas. Loputh now wants the Wildlife Authority to drive the elephants back into the game parks. News from Tororo District. The State Minister for Health and General Duties, Sarah Pende, has called upon fellow leaders to learn how to tolerate and extend love to one another despite their religious and political backgrounds. Pende said intolerance has brought a lot of hatred and killings because some people look at one another as an enemy. She castigated at some of the leaders whom she said should be acting as a unifying factor, but they're instead using their positions to divide and spread the gospel of disunity, tribalism, intrigue, and hatred just to suit their interests. Speaking during the Thanksgiving ceremony for Reverend John Jeremolo, who was ordained a priest recently at his parents' home in Akuret village, Kwapa sub-county in Tororo district on Saturday, the minister called upon the residents to support one another at the time of need. Earlier, she also officiated at the official opening of Puti Catholic Church in Achlet Parish that was built by Simba Cement Factory, where she donated 50 pots to the church. Now, as we continue looking at more stories making headlines across the country, this is what you will find in today's copy of the New Vision. For those who cannot get the hard copy of the New Vision, the link is below. You can subscribe to the e-paper to access all papers produced or published by Vision Group. You're still watching New Vision TV News. I am Ruthina Seje. Let us continue looking at more stories making headlines across the country. From Katakwi district, 2 children drowned in wells in Guyanguya and Okuloyo sub-counties in Usoko County, Katakwi district last week. On Monday last week, 2-year-old Stella Akomo drowned in a kum swamp in Akerero village, Toiboy parish in Guyaguya sub-county. Akomo's parents, Giranda Otima and Stella Akomo, were away in their garden in Ajuriguri parish where she drowned. According to a team, their daughter, who had been left at home with 4 other children, tried to follow them as they were going to the garden, but ended up in the swamp where her mother fetches water from. Another child drowned in Ome well in Majengo village, Angerepo parish in Okulonyo sub-county on Saturday evening. Basil Ukoja, 5 years, drowned after he reportedly followed his mother, Jane Farrow's Apalu, 28 years, who was driving away animals from the cassava garden. His father, Basil Ikoja, 32 years, had gone to collect the battery for his phone in the neighborhood, and Apalu realized at about 6 p.m. that the son was missing. Both parents explained that they searched for their son until midnight, but no one found the son. It was not until Sunday morning that his mother found the body floating on the water about 10 meters from their home. Charles Akwanga, the area Elson chairperson, reported the death of the child to the district councillor Gabriel Omuge, who called the officer in charge of Okuda Police Post, Max Longorok, to retrieve the body from the water. Longorok advised residents to fetch off deep water sources, including wells which are close to their homes. Finally, from Tororo district, now courts have been asked not to delay the passing of judgment in land cases to minimize the financial anguish suffered by those seeking redress. The presidential assistant on land matters, Edward Cheng Sunday, said some people and organizations have been taking advantage of the ignorance of the affected people on land to deliberately delay judgments, which he said has resulted in serious problems and injuries. He said some landowners had suffered in courts of law, with their suits dragging for long, with some even dying before their issues are resolved. Ocheng was addressing people in Amenemoyot, a primary school in Mela Sub-County, on a disputed piece of land between the registered trustees of Toro Diocese and Remigio Obwana, whose case has been in court since 1974. That's all we had for you from Miro Athena Seje and the New Vision TV team. Remember, you can get more news updates and other programs here on New Vision TV by visiting our website, which is www.newvision.co.ug/video. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. Facebook is The New Vision. Twitter is @NewVisionWire, Instagram @NewVisionWire, and also our YouTube channel is New Vision TV. You can find me on my Twitter handle, which is Royalty the Voice.